Hi. In previous video, we have discussed polity previous year's questions of 2022, 21 and 20. Today, we are going to discuss the questions which was asked in 2019, 18 as well as 17. Okay. These 3 years we are going to see today. There might be certain disturbances. Okay, just ignore it. Okay. Just the first question. What is the first question is asked? Consider the following statements. Okay, the 44th Amendment Act to the Constitution of India introduced an article placing the election of Prime Minister beyond the judicial review. Okay, yes, there is an article which has placed Prime Minister's election beyond the judicial review. Okay, but it has happened during the Indira Gandhi government. Okay, during 42nd Amendment Act. Okay, it has happened during 42nd Amendment Act. For in 44th Amendment Act, what happened in 44th Amendment Act? This power has curtailed. Okay, means everything comes under the judicial review. This power has curtailed. Okay, and the same time, 44th Amendment also narrowed emergency provisions. Okay, it is narrowed emergency provisions. Okay, yeah, we will discuss about the 42nd and 44th Amendment Act detailed way in our crash course program. It is also a free program. You can visit the videos. Next, the second statement is the Supreme Court of India struck down the 99th Amendment Act to the Constitution of India as being violated the independence of judiciary. What is the 99th Constitutional Amendment Act? The 99th Constitutional Amendment Act during the Modi government has given it is NJS, National Judiciary Appointment Commission. It has established, but it violated the independence of judiciary because it's the executive body, means the judiciary will be appointed by the executive. Okay, this was the current debate going on also right now. It is most popular in the current affairs also. There might be possible chances of asking about this independence nature of the judiciary as well as the executive. Okay, the question may forward in these particular topics. Be conscious about it. In this question, yes, it was Supreme Court has struck down. This was the second statement is the right answer. B is right. Okay, next, when it comes to second question, consider the following statements. Okay, here which of the current test. First statement one, what is there? That the motion to impeach a judge of a Supreme Court, the motion to impeach a judge of a Supreme Court of India cannot be rejected by the Speaker of the Lok Sabha as per the Judges Inquiry Act 1968. Okay, sir, this statement is wrong, sir, because speaker can reject the impeachment of a judge. Speaker can reject the proposal. Okay, a proposal, the motion, which is the motion is given, can be rejected by the speaker. Statement 1 is wrong. If we eliminate option A and D, we have B and C. Right now we don't even have to see the statement 2 also. Just go, let's go what will have given in the statement 2. The Constitution of India defines and gives details of what constitutes incapacity and proven misbehavior of the judges of Supreme Court of India. Incapacity Constitution is defined? No, sir, it didn't define it. Too obvious. Obviously, it goes into a wrong one. Next, the third statement. The details of the process of impeachment of the judges of the Supreme Court of India are given in the Fourth Judges Inquiry Act 1968. So this is a factual question. It was a right statement, sir. Yeah. Now, obviously in B and C we have three. Obviously it's going to be right one. Next, we will see the fourth question statement. If the motion for the impeachment of a judge is taken up for voting, the law requires the motion to be backed by each house. Yes, sir, each house is the right statement of the parliament and supported by a majority of total membership, of the house, and by not less than two-third of the total membership of the of that house present and voting. मतलब special majority होता है. Next, statement 4 also is wrong. Right one must 3 4 and the option C is right. Next, the third question. The ninth schedule was introduced in the Constitution of India during the Prime Ministership of. So Prime Ministership of Jawaharlal Nehru. 96 schedule is we in the first class itself we have taught, we have discussed about the schedules in the crash course itself. The ninth schedule is talks about it was established during first constitutional amendment act. Ninth schedule on land reforms, it is on land reforms. Okay, now during the Jawaharlal Nehru period it has asked it. Okay, now next one, the fourth question, consider the following statement, which of the statement given above is are correct. Let's see the statement one. The Parliament Prevention of Disqualification Act 1959 exempts several posts from the disqualification on the ground of office of profit. Yes, sir. Office of profit. For example, president post, vice president post. Okay, it won't. President post, vice president post, the such a certain post won't. Governor post, for example, governor post, it won't come under office of profit. Okay, मतलब for example for example, a MLA can contest for the president. Okay, can contest for the vice president, and MP can contest for president, contest for for vice president, like this. Okay, means for this there is no office of profit violate होता नहीं होएगा सर. Statement 1 is right. If we eliminate to A and D, let's see, the 2 is common one. Let's see, the above mentioned act has amended 5 times. Okay, whether it has amended 5 times or 6 times, so we don't know, sir. Okay, but by the elimination process it can be done, but it's a common in both. We can say it is as, it's considered as the right one. Okay, the term office of profit is well defined. So office of profit is recent the Supreme Court, um, by the actually by the parliament from time to time it is going to increasing the areas in the office of profit, sir. मतलब exemptions ज़्यादा दे रही है जाने जाने के. मतलब the term of office of profit is not not defined, sir. Define ही नहीं किया था. मतलब if you know the third statement is the wrong one, entirely the whole three statements are removed and you will get the answer. Yeah. Okay, this is how these eliminations are working. Under which schedule of the Constitution of India can the transfer of tribal land to the private parties for mining are declared null and void? The sir fifth schedule. Um, the recently 2000, I think 2022 also asked the same question. Sorry, 2021 has asked. In fifth schedule में क्या होता है सर? ट्राइबल लैंड डिड नीड ट्रांसफर टू नॉन ट्राइबल, मतलब द स्टेट में जस्ट ऐसा घुमाकर वही पूछा था. The same question has repeated. The one who studied has analyzed 2019 paper, he is able to attend the able to answer the question in the 2021 paper. Okay, sir. 22 में दिया था फिफ्थ शेड्यूल. मीन्स द मोस्टली द क्वेश्चंस फिफ्थ शेड्यूल्स, मतलब उधर फेस फ्रेम करके इधर फ्रेम कर वही वही पूछ रहा है. मतलब जस्ट रिफर वंस द फिफ्थ शेड्यूल. ओके, नेक्स्ट सिक्स्थ क्वेश्चन. Consider the following statements about PVTG. PVTG in India, particularly vulnerable tribal groups. Okay, this PVT is also repeated question. Is resided in 18 states and one union territory. Sir, whether it is one union territory with 18 states, let's just be a hold. Okay, we don't know. If for reason I assume that we don't know. Okay, next. A stagnant, second statement, a stagnant or declining population now is one of the criteria for declining population. Stagnant, declining one of the criteria for determining PVT. Yes, sir, that was the right one, because they are very vulnerable. That is the reason they were considered as a PVTG. Okay, there are 95 PVTs officially notified. Sir, no, sir. There are 875 PVTs officially notified in the country so far. Only 75, sir. There is no 95. We can easily eliminate option statement 3. We will get the answer C without reading, without knowing the much information about the other statements also. Irregular and Konda Reddy tribes. Konda Reddy tribes belongs to Andhra Pradesh. Are included in the list of the PVTs. That's right, sir. Irregular and both were listed in PVTs. Now, there might be next time the question will be in such a way. It may ask you about the on particularly on PVTG, like in such a manner that the category who categorize the PVTG. It's a tribal ministry actually, tribal PVTG, who categorization. Sir, PVT is categorization by Ministry of Home Affairs, sir. Okay, there might be chances of tribal affairs category करेगा ऐसा कुछ chances देता है, but it not work on such a way. Ministry of Home Affairs will categorize the PVTG. Thus, PVTG is when it was established. Okay, right now we have seen this that um, पीवीटीजे के हाउ इट द स्टैगनेंट पॉपुलेशन इसकी वजह से पीवीटीजे करता है मतलब हु डीबर कमीशन रिपोर्ट बाय द डीबर कमीशन रिपोर्ट ओके in the fourth 5 year plan डीबर कमीशन of fourth 5 year plan pvtg has introduced sir till in original constitution there is no pvtgs okay particular tribes नहीं था फोर्थ 5 year plan में ये खुद नया से एस्टैब्लिश किया था टू एंश्योर एंड टू सेफगार्ड द vulnerable tribes. Okay, now question number 7. With reference to the Constitution of India, prohibitions or limitations or provisions contained in ordinary laws cannot act as prohibitions or limitations on the constitutional powers under article 142. मतलब ऑर्डनरी लॉ में तो कुछ भी लिमिटेशंस है वो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल पावर्स का विच द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल पावर्स को एक्ट पर वो अप्लाई नहीं होता है. ओके, कैन नॉट एक्सेस प्रोहिबिशन ऑर्डनरी मतलब ordinary law there if ordinary in ordinary laws there is a prohibition on certain subjects it the same cannot be applied for the constitutional amendments. Okay, it was a very different thing. article 142 से 142 किसके बारे में होता है? the powers of the supreme court का होता है वो. It could mean which of the following. What is the definition it would mean? Okay, the decisions taken by the election commission of India while discharging its duties cannot be challenged in any court. Sorry sir, the Supreme Court of India is not constrained in the exercise of its powers by the laws made by the Parliament. Yes, sir. This was the right statement. India is not constrained by the exercise of its powers. मतलब सुप्रीम कोर्ट को कोई रुका नहीं सकता. अगर एनजेसी है हटा देते, अगर कुछ भी रोकने के लिए बोल रहे वो सारे नलिफाइड करते. No, we don't want to go for the remaining statements also, but let's see what was the remaining statements is asked. In the event of grave financial crisis in the country, the president of India can declare financial emergency without the consult from the cabinet. ऐसा नहीं होता है सर. Without the COM's decision, president can't do anything. State legislature cannot make laws on certain matters without the concurrence of the union legislature. certain matters with the concurrence of मतलब ऑर्डनरी लॉ को कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन अमेंडमेंट को यही सर दिस लॉ the above statements only defines like this act on supreme court like this. Okay, the correct suitable statement is statement B. Now eighth question, with reference to the legislative assembly of a state in India consider the following statement. Okay, they asked of legislative assembly. Okay, ठीक है. The governor makes a customary address to members of the house at the commencement of the first session of the year. The president makes how the president makes the address of the session in address to the first session. The same the governor will do to the state assembly. Okay, the first next state the first one the statement 1 is right. Now what is the statement number 2? When a state legislature does not have a rule on a particular matter, if the state legislature does not have a rule on a particular matter, it follows the Lok Sabha rule on that matter. मतलब अगर स्टेट में कुछ नहीं है वो लोकसभा का रूल फॉलो करेगा, ऐसा नहीं है सर. ओके, it didn't have is no need of following the Lok Sabha rule. The speaker with the consult of the governor they decide the rules. Okay, statement 1 is right. Okay, ऐसा स्टेटमेंट नहीं है सर कुछ मैंडेटरी से ऐसा करना है ऐसा करना है. ओके, नाउ नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, consider the following statements. Let's see which of statements are correct. He asked. Let's see. As per the recent amendment to the Indian Forest Act 1927, forest dwellers have the right to fell the bamboos grown on forest areas. Sir, recently amendment act Indian Forest Act amended also, but they also said that it's not a forest area, it's non forest area. मतलब non forest area में हम कर सकते हैं सर. Okay, this is what they said. Now statement 2 says that As per the scheduled tribes and other traditional forest dwellers recognition of Forest Rights Act 2009, bamboo is a minor forest producer. Yes, sir. According to scheduled tribes and other traditional forest dwellers act, bamboo is a minor forest. Statement 2 is right. Okay. Statement 1 is wrong. We say okay. Now statement 3 is the schedule the same. The act allows ownership of minor forest produce to minor forest produce to forest dwellers. The statement 3 also right, sir. Statement B, so option 2 B is right. In 2021 question, the question in 2021 he has asked about this the scheduled tribes and other traditional forest dwellers act comes under which ministry? Okay, it comes under ministry of tribal affairs. मतलब स्टेटमेंट ये उठा को ये मिनिस्ट्री ने वही क्वेश्चन रिपीटेड में पूछा था. ओके मतलब देयर इज चांसेस ऑफ आस्किंग द पीवीटीजीस, देयर इज चांसेस ऑफ द रिपीटेड क्वेश्चंस. ऐसा होता है सर, मतलब यही पढ़े तो यू कैन एबल टू अटेम्प्ट दिस. नाउ नेक्स्ट, which article of the constitution of India safeguards one's right to marry? सर right to marry मतलब right to choose होता है, the persons of one's choice मतलब article 21 right to marry होता है सर. Okay, now consider the following statements. The straightforward questions we just see the answer and we skip it. Okay, there is no need of discussing about it because these articles we will discuss briefly in our courses. Okay, now next question, consider the following statements. Which of the following are correct? According to statement number 1, according to the Indian Patents Act, a biological process to create a seed can be patented in India. Sir, biological process को patent नहीं होता है sir. Okay, this is our rules. 1 हटा दे. Now, in B and C, 3 is common. Just for C for statement 2. In India, there is no intellectual property appellate body. Hey, sir. Okay, intellectual property appellate body. Hey, 2 is wrong statement. Only option C is right. Okay, ऐसा एलिमिनेट कर सकते हैं. Plant varieties are not eligible to be patent. Yes, plant varieties cannot be patent, and the biological seed process cannot be patent. Okay, next question. Which one of the following suggested that the governor should be an eminent person from outside the state and should be a detached figure without intense political links or should not have taken part in the politics in the recent past? Governor should be an eminent person outside the state. This was said by the सरकारिया कमीशन सर. सरकारिया कमीशन 1983 में यही बोला था, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं हो रहा. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, most probably conventionally we are following like this. Okay, this was given by Sarkariya Commission. This year there is much more controversial figure of is a governor. Okay, there might be chances of questions on particularly on the governor. Okay, just go through briefly on the governor in your revision. Next, next question. Consider following statements. As per law, the compensatory operation fund management and the planning authority exist at both national and state level. Okay, CAFM. Yes, sir. Both are existed in state, national and state levels. Second statement. People's participation is mandatory. मतलब he has using the which are this extreme term in the compensatory apportionment program carried out under the compensatory apportionment fund act. It's not a people participation mandatory, voluntarily they can participate in it. Okay, it's not a mandatory one. Option A is right. Next question, which are the following review the independent regulators in sectors like telecommunication? Sir, particularly extra etc हटा दो sir, take etc in our out of this and just see this. टेलीकम्युनिकेशन, इंश्योरेंस, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, ये कौन रेगुलेट करेगा, यही पूछ रहा है बेसिकली. ही इज आस्किंग दिस वन. Statement 1 says ad hoc committee set up by the parliament. Yes sir, parliament may set up the ad hoc committees to see this to regulate this, means to see this whether there is a corruption or not. ऐसा allegations है तो ये parliament ad hoc committees establish करेगा, उसी से ये चलेगा. Statement number 2, the parliamentary department related standing committees DRSs ये भी scrutinize करेगा सर. Every year it is also scrutinized. The insurance company electricity boards को scrutinize करेगा. Finance commission number third statement, finance commission फाइनेंस कमीशन, व्हाट इज द रोल ऑफ द फाइनेंस कमीशन? एवरी 5 years को कंडक्ट करेगा, मतलब how the funds were distributed between the center and the state, and the state and the state to state. Okay, it has nothing to do with independent to do with the independent regulators. Okay, ऐसा कुछ काम नहीं है. फाइनेंस सेक्टर लेजिस्लेटिव रिफॉर्म कमीशन इसी से भी कुछ लेना देना नहीं है रेगुलेटर से. नीति आयोग है, नीति आयोग इज अ थिंक टैंक. ओके, which giving the planning process, it has nothing to do with the regulations. Okay, statement 1 and 2 are right, option A is right one. Next question, which of the following statements is correct regarding the Maternity Benefit Amendment Act 2017? Last 3 years there is no questions on maternity benefit. In 2017, actually 2017 it has the amended Maternity Benefit Act is amended, so the question asked on the current affairs basis. Now statement number 1 says that the pregnant women are entitled for 3 months pre-delivery and 3 months post-delivery paid leave. मतलब actually what happened, no, they have increased the 26 week leave. Okay, 26 week leave दिया था, लेकिन it's not 3 months before and 3 months after. It has is in such a way that 8 week before delivery and the post delivery it is 18 week of the post delivery. Okay, post okay, this is what happened. मतलब 2 months before pre-delivery and after that 3 months sorry, after 4 months after the post delivery, ऐसा दिया था. स्टेटमेंट 1 इज रॉन्ग, हटा दे. now B and C, let's see. The enterprises with crunches must allow the mother minimum 6 crunch visits daily. सर अगर 6 बार इसे ऐसा दे दे तो वर्क नहीं होगा सर वहीं पर. But at least 4 times she can visit. Okay, the statement 2 is also wrong. The only left one is C. Okay, women with the 2 children get reduced entitlements. Okay, मतलब अगर ऑलरेडी वुमेन bearing 2 childs already, she is right now, it is her third child, means the entitlements are reduced, but it has given only 12 week paid leave, sir. Only 12 week, it's not 26 week. Okay, 1 and 2 for first both 1 and 2 children, it is 26 paid leave. Okay, now in the context of any country, which one of the following would be considered as part of its social capital? So social capital क्या है? Social capital मतलब, let's just see the statement. The protection of literate, the proportion of literates in the population. सर सोशल कैपिटल मतलब इसका मतलब ह्यूमन कैपिटल होता है सर. लिटरेट होगा तो अगर स्किल है तो ह्यूमन है तो ह्यूमन कैपिटल होता है, सोशल कैपिटल नहीं होगा. द स्टॉक ऑफ इट्स बिल्डिंग्स, other infrastructure and machines, the stock of its building, other infrastructure and machines, the size of population in the working age group, the size of population, नहीं सर, साइज ऑफ पॉपुलेशन डेमोग्राफी, अगर यंग पॉपुलेशन ज़्यादा है तो वर्किंग एज में डेमोग्राफी डिविडेंड होता है सर, वो उससे कुछ लेना देना नहीं है. सोशल कैपिटल क्या होता है? द लेवल ऑफ म्यूचुअल ट्रस्ट एंड हार्मोनी इन द सोसाइटी. यस सर, म्यूचुअल ट्रस्ट एंड हार्मोनी सोशल सोसाइटी कैपिटल यही होता है. हाउ मच हार्मोनी वी आर देयर इन द सोसाइटी. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, with reference to the Constitution of India, consider the following statements. No High Court shall have the jurisdiction to declare any central law to be constitutionally invalid. सर सुप्रीम कोर्ट हाई कोर्ट दोनों को ये राइट है सर. मतलब आप स्टेटमेंट 1 इज रॉन्ग. नेक्स्ट स्टेटमेंट नंबर 2, an amendment to the Constitution of India cannot be called into question by the Supreme Court of India. Amendment of the Constitution, sir, Constitution can be amended, but the Supreme Court says that it should not violate the basic structure of the constitution which was given in Kesavananda Bharati case. मतलब even the constitutional amendment goes for the judicial review and the Supreme Court decides whether the amendment is a constitutionally valid or invalid. Okay, this is what is different. मतलब statement 1 and 2 both are wrong, neither 1 nor D nor 2. Option D. Next question. In the context of polity, which one of the following would you accept as the most appropriate definition of liberty? Sir, liberty पर क्वेश्चन बार बार पूछ रहा है, मतलब there are repeated questions on the liberty. Okay, you must see that liberty which is related to preamble. Okay, particularly the preamble, the liberty पूछ रहा है, and at the same time थॉट ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन भी पूछ रहा है. Okay, preamble means जो भी in preamble the whatever the keywords are the just remind it, just see the definitions and observations of it. Okay, next, what was the let's see these options. The protection against the tyranny of political rulers, the protection against the tyranny of political rulers, absence of restraint, opportunity to do whatever one likes. No sir, अगर if someone likes to kill, ऐसा वर्कआउट नहीं होगा सर. Opportunity to develop oneself fully, oneself fully develop opportunity. Okay, um, it is also not the proper definition. Liberty मतलब definition absence of restraint. Okay, absence of restraint मतलब there should not be any prohibitions or restrictions for a person. Okay, next one. Next, we finished 2019 the paper, and let's say the 2018 questions. The question number 1, right to privacy is protected. Right to privacy is protected as an intrinsic part of, yes, article 21 right to privacy. We have said that right to privacy part of right to life and personal liberty. Which of the following constitution of India correctly and appropriately imply the above statement? Article 21 directly right to privacy, and the freedoms guaranteed part 3 of the constitution. Fundamental right is a part 3, हटा दे. Part 4 is it here sir, article 17 and DPSP. No sir, part 3 fundamental right में आया जाएगा. Next question, second one, regarding let's see what is the article 14. article 14 क्या होता है? equality होता है, equal protections of law होता है, इक्वालिटी बिफोर लॉ एंड इक्वल प्रोटेक्शंस ऑफ लॉ होता है, ये ना आर्टिकल 14 होता है. आर्टिकल 17 क्या है? अनटचेबिलिटी. अनटचेबिलिटी तो राइट टू प्राइवेसी को लेना देना कोई नहीं है. आर्टिकल 24 क्या होता है? चाइल्ड लेबर होता है. चाइल्ड लेबर से राइट टू प्राइवेसी से लेना देना कोई नहीं है. मतलब यू कैन एलिमिनेट बाय नोइंग द व्हाट इज द व्हाट इज द आर्टिकल्स इटसेल्फ. मतलब सारे फंडामेंटल राइट्स you should know the fundamental right articles. Okay, from 13 to you should know from 13. Okay, 12th one is a state, 13th one law, it comes to 13th one law. From 13th to you should know till 32 sir. Okay, till 32 you should know. 33 and 34 also there, it is also you should know about it also. Okay, chal theek hai. Next one, we about this fundamental rights. So we were taking the separate sessions on fundamental rights in a brief manner. Okay, now next question, regarding money bill, which of the following statement is not correct? He mentioned not correct sir, don't confuse it and just go for it. A bill shall be deemed to be a money bill if it contains only provisions relating to imposition, abolition, remission, alternation of regular of any tax. Yes, that was right one sir. Yeah, it's a polity straightforward question. A money bill has provisions for the custody of consolidated fund of India or the contingency fund of India. That's right sir, provisions से होता है सर मनी बिल से. PSU public account of India won't come. A bill is concerned with the appropriation of monies out of, my money bill is concerned कंटिजेंसी फंड. कंटिजेंसी नहीं सर, कंसोलिडेटेड फंड ऑफ इंडिया सर. CFI होता है कंसोलिडेटेड फंड ऑफ इंडिया से मतलब without the permission of the parliament you can't take even a single rupee from the consolidated fund of India sir. Okay, statement C is wrong. Next statement, let's see. A money bill deals with the regulation of borrowing of money or giving on a guarantee by the government of India. That statement is a right, generic statement, so right statement. Next question, with reference to election of the president of India, consider the following statements. Election of president of India, who is going to participate in this? The value, okay, he in this he asked for the value share. Okay, the value of the vote of each MLA varies from state to state. The value of the vote of each MLA varies from state to state, varies. Okay, the value of the vote of, yes sir, that was right. For example, UP has more MLAs than Kerala. Okay, means whose share is high, मतलब UP share is high, मतलब their share value of vote is high. The value of the first statement one is right. Second statement, the value of the vote of MPs of a Lok Sabha is more than the values of the vote of the MPs of the Rajya Sabha. Sorry, no sir, there is no discrimination. all MPs votes are equal to all MLAs votes. मतलब 50-50 शेयर होता है कि जितना MPs का वोट है उतना MLAs का होल वोट्स इंक्लूडेड होता है. ओके, देर इज नो डिस्क्रिमिनेशन बिटवीन द राज्यसभा एंड लोकसभा MPs वोट शेयर. ओके, स्टेटमेंट 1 is right. Next question, consider the following statements. Which of the statements are correct? He has asked it. The Speaker of the Legislative Assembly shall vacate his or her office if he or she ceases to be a member of the assembly. मतलब स्पीकर शुड, मतलब स्पीकर अगर, व्हाट इज द क्वालिफिकेशन ऑफ द स्पीकर? क्वालिफिकेशन क्या होता है स्पीकर का? ही शुड बी ए member of assembly or member of लोकसभा का member होना और member of assembly, then only he can become a speaker. Okay, whether it is a parliament or whether it is speaker for the state legislature. He is particularly legislative assembly. He asks speaker of the legislative assembly should be a member of the assembly. If his membership is terminated from the house, he also automatically terminated as a speaker. Okay, statement 1 is right. Next question statement, whenever the legislative assembly is dissolved, legislative assembly dissolve हो गया था, okay, the speaker shall vacate his or her office immediately. No sir, speaker will stay in office till the new assembly has formed. Okay, till the new assembly has formed and the new assembly will decide the speaker again. Till the date, speaker will be there in the office itself. Now next question, matlab statement 2 is wrong, option A is right. Next question, which one of the following reflects the most appropriate relationship between the law and liberty? Okay, law and liberty, again the question about the liberty sir. Law and liberty क्या होता है? If there are more laws there is a less liberty, मतलब अगर laws ज़्यादा है liberty कम होता है. appropriate relationship मतलब law का relationship कैसा होना? more laws less liberty. नो सर, अगर लॉ का मतलब ही टू गिव लिबर्टी, अगर ज़्यादा लॉ है मतलब मोर लिबर्टी भी ज़्यादा होता है सर. स्टेटमेंट 1 इज रॉन्ग. नेक्स्ट स्टेटमेंट बी, इफ देर आर नो लॉज देर इज नो लिबर्टी. लेट्स इट्स कम्स क्लोजर, जस्ट होल्ड इट. लेट्स सी द नेक्स्ट स्टेटमेंट, इफ देर इज लिबर्टी laws have to made by the people. If there is liberty laws have to made by the people. No sir, गलती. If laws are changed too often liberty is in danger. Laws too often liberty in danger. Law को liberty को कुछ यहाँ, if there is no law there is no liberty at all, because what said, for example when a state of anarchy मतलब there is no power, मतलब everyone is in sovereign. If everyone is sovereign there is no higher on him. What is happen in forest? What is will happen? Fittest will survival. The same thing, if there is no law there won't be no liberty. Okay, next question, consider the following statements. Which of the statement given above is the correct? No criminal proceedings shall be instituted against the governor. Criminal proceedings, this was the privilege sir. Yes, no criminal proceedings shall be instituted against the governor of a state in any court during his tenure of office. Yes, governor को president को यही होता है सर, मतलब no one can impose a criminal proceedings. Okay, when he was bearing his office. The next that was statement 1 is right. Second statement, the emoluments and allowances of the governor of a state, the emoluments and allowances of governor of a state shall not be diminished during his term of office. मतलब shall not be diminished, reduced. His allowances whatever should not reduce it, whether it is a governor, whether it is a press speaker, whether it is a president, ऐसा कुछ नहीं कर सकते सर. Statement 2 also right, both 1 and 2 also correct. Next question, which of the following are regarded as the main features of the rule of law? Main features of the rule of law. Okay, directly article 14th question, fundamental right. मेन फीचर्स क्या होता है? लिमिटेशंस ऑफ पावर्स फीचर होता है, इक्वालिटी बिफोर लॉ फीचर होता है, पीपल्स रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी थ्रू द गवर्नमेंट, पीपल रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी टू द गवर्नमेंट, फंडामेंटल ड्यूटीज इट वॉज कम. नो, रूल ऑफ लॉ नीचे नहीं आएगा सर, 3 हटा दो. अगर 1 इज राइट यू नो ऑब्वियसली गोइंग टू बी liberty and civil rights. Okay, right was statements sir. Okay, you just go for refer the rule of law statements. Next question, if the president of India exercises his power as provided under article 356 of the constitution in respect of a particular state, मतलब president rule, article 356 क्या होता है? प्रेसिडेंट रूल होता है, मतलब प्रेसिडेंट रूल मतलब स्टेट इमरजेंसी होता है. द असेंबली ऑफ द स्टेट इज ऑटोमेटिकली डिसॉल्व. असेंबली ऑफ स्टेट इज नॉट डिसॉल्व, इज सस्पेंडेड सर. It is suspended, it is not dissolved. Statement 1 is wrong. What is option B? The powers of the legislature of the state shall be exercisable by or under the authority of the parliament. Okay, state powers of legislature of the state shall be exercised by the authority of the parliament. नीचे laws frame होगा. Yes, मतलब central the parliament has a power to frame the laws of the state subject. Okay, when it was a president rule. स्टेटमेंट बी इज राइट वन सर. ओके, आर्टिकल 19 सस्पेंडेड. आर्टिकल 19 को प्रेसिडेंट रूल को कुछ लेना देना नहीं है सर. ओके, इट ओनली सस्पेंडेड ड्यूरिंग एक्सटर्नल एग्रेशन और वॉर. एक्सटर्नल एग्रेशन और वॉर टाइम में ही सस्पेंड कर सकते, नहीं तो नहीं सर. नाउ द प्रेसिडेंट कैन मेक लॉस रिलेटेड टू द स्टेट. प्रेसिडेंट लॉ नहीं बनाएगा, पार्लियामेंट लॉ बनाएगा सर. ओके, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. With reference to the Parliament of India, which of the following parliamentary committees scrutinize and report to the House whether the power to make regulations, rules, sub-rules, by-rules, etc. conformed by the Constitution are delegated by the Parliament are being properly exercised by the executive within the scope of the delegation. Okay, मतलब the rules, regulations, rules or sub-rules which Constitution which is confirmed by the Constitution. Okay, whether it is there or not, it is tells by the Committee on Subordinate Legislation. Okay, Committee on Subordinate Legislation. If you don't know such a answers, just it's better to skip the question. Okay, स्ट्राइट फॉरवर्ड क्वेश्चन गलती होने के चांसेस ज़्यादा होता है अगर कुछ पता नहीं तो. इफ़ यू नो इज एब्सोल्युटली राइट. नेक्स्ट, कंसिडर द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट विच ऑफ द स्टेटमेंट्स गिवन अबाउट आर करेक्ट. मतलब दिस इज आल्सो रेगुलरली वोंट स्टडी आर्टिकल राइट टू एजुकेशन. इसी मैनर में रेगुलर से नहीं पढ़ेगा. मतलब if you know answer then only you can have to go for it, or otherwise you have to skip this question also. As per the right to education act right to education act, to be eligible for appointment as a teacher in a state, to eligible as appointment of teacher as a state, a person should be required to possess the minimum qualification laid down by the concerned state council of concerned state council of teacher education. Minimum qualification laid down by the SCT नहीं सर, नेशनल काउंसिल ऑफ टीचर एजुकेशन, NCTE सर. ओके, स्टेटमेंट 1 इज रॉन्ग, हटाओ. लेट्स सी जस्ट वन. एज पर द RT Act, for teaching primary classes, a candidate is required to pass a teacher eligibility test conducted in accordance with the NCTE. That was the right statement. Statement number 3. In India, more than 90% of teacher education institutions are directly under the state governments. Sir, there was, if we see, there is much more private institution. 90% right now it is a private education institution, sir. Okay, private teacher education institutions. Statement 2 is right only. Statement 3 is wrong only. Option B is right. Now consider the following statements. In the first Lok Sabha, the single largest party in the opposition was a Swatantra party. Sir, no sir, it is a CPI party, sir. Okay, it was a CPI party. The statement 1 is wrong, hata do. Next, see, in the Lok Sabha, a leader of opposition was recognized first 1969. That was the right one, sir. 1969 में recognized clear थे. To be a opposition main opposition party, to be a main opposition party leader, the main opposition party should have at least 1/10 of the vote. 1/10 of the vote मतलब 10% of the seats होना चाहिए. In the Lok Sabha, if मतलब statement 2 is right. Let's see the statement 3. In the Lok Sabha, if a party does not have a minimum 75 members, its leader cannot be recognized as leader of the opposition. 75 नहीं sir, 1/10 मतलब, for example right now it is a 545 are there, at least मतलब 54.5 नहीं होता है, 55 होता है, मतलब 55 members होना sir. Okay, statement 2 is only statement 2 is right sir, option B. Next question, consider the following statement. The Parliament of India can place a particular law in the 9th schedule. मतलब again asked about the 9th schedule. The recent 2019 also we have seen the 9th schedule. 9th schedule किसी का टर्म में दिया था, मतलब जवाहरलाल नेहरू टर्म में, मतलब सीधा रिपीट, हाउ द क्वेश्चंस आर रिपीटिंग. ओके, The Parliament of India can place a particular law in the ninth schedule of the Constitution of India. Yes, sir, obviously can place. The validity of law placed in ninth schedule cannot be examined by the any court, and no judge can be made on it. Judgment can be made on it. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. It means curtailing the power of judicial review. In IR Collier case, yeah, in IR Collier case, there is a judicial review even on ninth schedule. Judicial even on ninth schedule is said by Supreme Court. मतलब statement 2 is wrong. हटा दो. Only statement 1 is right. Next question. The rule of law index. मतलब directly who has given the rule of law index? Okay. From the past 3 years papers, we can say that from the past 3 years papers, we didn't seen this report based questions. We didn't find out the report based questions. Okay, but there is much more chances. But the conventional, the traditional asking of the UPSC is they ask on reports also. Right now, from the past 2-3 years, we didn't find it questions on the reports, but you should have a brief idea and a brief major reports you should learn about it. Okay, world justice report. Next see, this year Hindenburg report, the Hindenburg report. Okay, which has published an article, which is published. Okay, the major what we can say that it's not an allegation. They have given a report on the Adani groups. Okay, that might be chances of asking the questions on the Hindenburg report, or belongs to which, and then the type of report questions may become. Okay, or directly or indirectly around the Hindenburg report there might be a question will frame on in UPSC. Okay, definitely this prelims will be there. Just read it in current affairs itself. Okay, when we take the class of current affairs, we will discuss about it in clear brief manner. Okay, next question. Okay, rule of law index is a world justice project. Okay, Amnesty International, it is just an NGO. International Court of Justice, it was okay, international ICJ. We have India is a member of the ICJ also, but India is not a member of International Criminal Court of Justice. Okay, in the criminal court India is not a member. International Court of Justice India is a member. The office of a UN Commission of Human Rights. Okay, UN. Yeah, next 2017 questions we have seen finished 2019 and 18. Let's see the 2017. Consider the following statements. The Election Commission of India is a 5-member body. Sir, the in original constitution says that Chief Election Commissioner plus other election ECs decided by President. Okay, decided by President. Currently we have CEC plus 2 ECs. Matlab only 3 members are there. It's not a 5-member body. Hata do. One is wrong. Next, see another question. The Union Minister of Home Affairs decide the election schedule. सर, अगर अमित शाह हाथ में इलेक्शन शेड्यूल दिए तो कुछ गड़बड़ हो जाएगा, ऐसा नहीं होएगा. Statement 2 is also wrong. Obviously, we come to the conclusion 3 is right. Let's see what is the statement number 3. The Election Commission resolve the disputes relating to splits or mergers of recognized political parties. Okay, the dispute, setting the dispute is one of the functionary of the Election Commission. Statement 3 is obviously right one. Next question. Which one of the following is not a feature of Indian federalism? Okay, sir, the federalism we asked. The past 3 years we didn't see question on federalism. This time there might be chances of state central state relations, or central relations, state relations, state relations and central state relations, because we have seen the rise of the disputes of the border dispute of Karnataka and Maharashtra border dispute. Karnataka border dispute, you might get chance get a question on it. Okay, question is not directly about the border. The question will frame it in such a way that related to interstate relations. Okay, now about the federalism, and the one more point I missed it is let's see again. Okay, Indian federalism which one of the not a feature of, not a feature, just remember sir, not a feature matlab independence of judiciary, there is an independent judiciary of India. Sir yahi question, the same question has asked in the last year's exam paper sir. They are asked in such a way that फीचर्स ऑफ इंडियन फेडरलिज्म पूछा है, मतलब कोई होता है इंडिपेंडेंट फ्यूचर, इंडिपेंडेंट जुडिशरी इन इंडिया, ओके, इंडिपेंडेंस ऑफ जुडिशरी इंडिया, यही आंसर होता है सर. दिस इज अ रिपीटेड क्वेश्चन सर, मतलब 2017 पेपर हैज गिवन, 2021 पेपर हैज गिवन द सेम क्वेश्चन. नाउ statement A is right. We should know not a feature. Okay, powers has been clearly defined between center and the state. Yes sir, clear division of powers. Next center state will list sir, मतलब शेड्यूल 7 सर, शेड्यूल 7 में देता है सेंटर स्टेट कंकरेंट लिस्ट. Now next question, next statement, the federating units have been given unequal representation. Okay, federating units unequal representation राज्य सभा, मतलब यूपी हैज़ द मेजर much more Rajya Sabha members than the Tripura, we can say it. Okay, that's one also right statement. मतलब our federalism is asymmetrical federalism होता है हमारा. It is the result of an agreement between the federating units, मतलब federating मतलब state, agreement of states. It is USA sir, USA constitution, USA is agreement between the state. India is not an agreement between the states. Obviously option D is wrong. Next question, democracy's superior virtue lies in the fact that it calls into activity. डेमोक्रेसी सुपीरियर वर्चू कहाँ लय होता है, द इंटेलिजेंस एंड कैरेक्टर ऑफ ऑर्डिनरी मेन एंड वुमेन. यस सर, डेमोक्रेसी मतलब होशियार है, वोट डाल रहे हैं, यहाँ पर होता है. द मेथड ऑफ स्ट्रेंथनिंग एग्जीक्यूटिव लीडरशिप, if executive leadership strengthening means how the democracy is superior, democracy is what is about the people, मतलब people has to be empower. Next question, local self-government can be best explained as an exercise of democratic decentralization sir, democratic decentralization, local self-government. Okay, much more decentralization we have seen the institutions such as, for example in Andhra Pradesh, there is a sachivalayams in every panchayats. Okay, panchayats are wards, we have sachivalayams. It is a decentralized manner. There might be a question on this one, or RBKs, Raitu Bharosa Kendras. Okay, it is also decentralized one. There might be chances of asking these questions. Okay, we will discuss briefly about this in current affairs session. Next question, consider the following statements. A constitutional government is one which, what is a constitutional government? Okay, the first okay, it places effective restrictions on individual liberty in the interest of the state authority. Restrictions on individual liberty, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इंडिविजुअल लिबर्टी रेस्ट्रिक्शन लगाएगा, स्टेट का पावर देखो, नो सर, इट्स लिमिट्स द स्टेट इटसेल्फ बाय गिविंग द लिबर्टी टू द इंडिविजुअल. ओके, स्टेटमेंट 1 इज रॉन्ग. लेट्स सी द स्टेटमेंट 2, places effective restriction on authority of the state. Yes sir, in the interest of the individual liberty. Statement 2 is right sir, मतलब स्टेट के ऊपर लिमिटेशंस रखेगा, रेस्ट्रिक्शंस रखेंगे. ओके, नेक्स्ट वन, लिमिटेड गवर्नमेंट इट इज. ओके, next question, which one of the following objectives is not embodied in the preamble? Objectives not in the preamble, objectives में कोई क्या नहीं है. Liberty of, see sir, again the liberty, how many times the liberty has asked, मतलब repetitive questions sir, these questions you should not miss it. Okay, मतलब these questions play a much more role for you. Liberty of thought, liberty of expression, liberty of belief, liberty of faith, liberty of worship sir. Faith, liberty of worship, ये 5 चीज़ें होते हैं. इकोनॉमिक लिबर्टी नहीं सर. ओके, इकोनॉमिक लिबर्टी नॉट देयर. Next question, the mind of the makers of the constitution of India is reflected in which of the following? The preamble sir, it's nothing in the preamble, मतलब there's 2 questions in the preamble itself. Okay, द माइंड ऑफ द मेकर्स ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया रिफ्लेक्ट द preamble में सर वी द पीपल ऑफ इंडिया मतलब क्या बोल रहे हैं व्हाट इज द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन एज सेइंग दैट इंडिया इज अ सोवरेन सोशलिस्ट सेकुलर डेमोक्रेट रिपब्लिक, यही बोलता है सर. दिस was preamble says. Next question. The right to vote and to be elected in India is a right to vote is a constitutional right. Sir, on right to vote also there is the questions were framed in a repetitive manner like this in we have seen in the previous video also about the vote how they asked it about this. The decrease to the 18 years in the 16 from the 69 Constitutional Amendment Act 61 sorry 61 Constitutional Amendment Act ऐसा देता है सर. ओके, राइट टू वोट यू हैव टू सी इट. It is a constitutional right. It's not a fundamental right to vote. Is not a fundamental right. It's not also a natural right, sir. Legal right भी होता नहीं, constitutional right है sir. Directly it is from the constitution. We have our articles. Okay. Okay. Which next question? Which of the following are envisaged by the right against exploitation in the Constitution of India? Right against exploitation, sir. Article 23, sir. Exploitation. Okay. Adding exploitation of India. Okay. Next, what it says is prohibition of tariff traffic in human beings and forced labor. First one is right. Abolition of untouchability. Article 17. Article 17. Protection of interest of minorities. Interest of minorities. Article 25 C है sir. Okay. The prohibition of the employment of children in factories. This will comes. Okay. मतलब factories में employment. Okay. Human tariffing and the prohibition of employment of children in factories and mines. This whole comes under right against exploitation. Article 23, Article 24, 1 and 4. Okay, matlab if you know the articles very briefly, you will able to answer this question. But fundamental rights you have to learn in broader sense. Next question: which one of the implications of equality in society is the absence of? Okay, इक्वालिटी इन सोसाइटी ऑप्शंस क्यों ऑप्शंस होता है? मतलब रेस्ट्रेंट्स कब तक कंपटीशन आइडियोलॉजी प्रिविलेजेस सर. मतलब इक्वालिटी ऑप्शंस वन ऑफ द इम्प्लीकेशंस ऑफ इक्वालिटी इन सोसाइटी एब्सेंस ऑफ प्रिविलेजेस. मतलब अगर प्रिविलेजेस किसी को नहीं है मतलब सोसाइटी इज इक्वालिटी. अगर इफ यू आर गिवन द प्रिविलेजेस टू सम पर्सन्स इसका मतलब क्या है? देयर इज नो इक्वालिटी. रेस्ट्रेंट्स मतलब रेस्ट्रेंट सबको भी रेस्ट्रेंट होता है. इट्स नॉट इक्वालिटी. रेस्ट्रेंट्स मतलब सबको ही होता है. मतलब प्रिविलेजेस जो किसको दे रहा है मतलब प्रिविलेजेस नहीं होता है किसी भी, देन इट विल बी इक्वालिटी. नेक्स्ट वन, which principle among the following can added to the directive DPSP by the 42nd Amendment Act to the Constitution? मतलब 42nd Amendment Act में कोई सा DPSP ऐड किया था? इक्वल पे फॉर इक्वल वर्क फॉर बोथ मेन एंड वुमेन. नो सर, ये पहला सी है. Next, participation of workers in the management of industries. Okay, this was brought in during the first Amendment Act. Right to work, education, public assistance. No, sir, is already there. Securing living wage and human conditions of the workers to work to workers. Okay, option B is right. मतलब workers in management of industries. We will briefly discuss about the DPSP in our crash course session. Next question. Which one of the following statement is correct? Rights are claims of the state against the citizen. Okay, rights are claims of the state against the citizens. No sir, claims of the state against citizen के पीछे अगर rights claim होते ऐसा कैसा होगा? Rights are privileges which are incorporated in constitution. It's not a privileges. It's not privileges. Rights are claims of the citizens against the state, sir. This was the right statement. मतलब it's a right citizens. The rights are, it's a citizen can claim the rights. Is my right is against the state. Okay, मतलब state cannot arbitrarily take over my rights. Okay, it was a wrong statement. So statement rights are privileges of few citizens against many. Sir, ऐसा नहीं होता है sir. Wrong. Next question. Consider the following statements with reference to the Constitution of India. DPSP, again the DPSP limitations upon DPSP limitations. DPSP is a positive note. Okay, DPSP positive. Fundamental rights will give the limitations. Matlab it's a negative right as a fundamental right. DPSP positive right. It won't stop because it won't stop any government or any legislative or executive function. Okay, option D is right. Okay, DPSP is a positive, right? It only guides them to do these good things. Okay, not more than that. Next one we will discuss in our sessions, because if we discuss it here it will be another class. Okay, next question: which of the following statements is are true of the fundamental duties of an Indian citizen? Fundamental duties is asked. The last previous 4 5 years we didn't see the questions on the fundamental duties, and the DPSP were 2021 DPS 2 questions asked. DPS fundamental duties. A legislative process has been provided to enforce the duties. Legislative process, no sir. कुछ नहीं sir. It is non-enforceable. They are correlated to legal duties. They are correlated to legal duties. No sir. Legal duties से correlate नहीं होता है sir. Option D. मतलब अगर if you didn't follow the fundamental duty, no one going to arrest you because you didn't have done this. Okay, ऐसा नहीं होता है. Legal, अगर legal में ऐसा होता है legal duties. If you didn't do the legal duties, मतलब legal duties क्या होता है? For example, if you cross the red signal, there is imposition of fine. Okay, there is an imposition of fine. Okay, next question: in the context of India, which one of the following is the correct relationship between the rights and duties? Relationship between the rights and duties. Now mostly asked on law and liberty, and on the whole ground, the whole questions are framing around the liberty. Okay, मतलब rightist approach. Rights and duties. Let's see. Rights are correlated with duties. Oh yes, this one right question. This statement is right. Rights are personal and hence independent of society and duties. So no sir, rights are not person independent. Say no sir. Rights and duties both has to exist in the society. Both should be correlative. मतलब अगर जो कुछ rights there है, मतलब responsibilities given, and at the same time you should have certain responsibilities. Okay, if state is giving certain rights, मतलब you should use in a conscious manner. Certain duties also which will give. Rights not duties are important for the advancement of personality. No sir, both भी होना चाहिए. Stability duties होना चाहिए stability. No, rights and duties both should be there to stabilize. Consider the following statements. Statement number 1: in the election of the Lok Sabha or the State Assembly, the winning candidate must get at least 50% of the votes polled to be declared. No sir, majority vote आना चाहिए. जो भी कितना भी बंदे खड़ रहे उसी में मेजोरिटी होना चाहिए. देयर इज नो रूल ऑफ 50%. ओके, अगर ऐसा हुआ तो कोई भी नहीं जीतेगा. ओके, इन इंडिया देयर इज नो, it has to be repetitive elections. There can't be major win for any party or any candidate also. You can say it. Statement 1 is wrong. Next, statement 2: according to the provisions laid down in the Constitution of India, in Lok Sabha the speaker's post goes to the majority and the deputy speaker to the opposition. ऐसा कुछ provision कुछ नहीं है sir. Conventionally we are following from 1916 major opposition leader है. Conventionally we are following the deputy speaker from the opposition party. It's not a mandatory one. Okay, conventionally follow हो रहा है उतना ही है. Next question which मतलब statement, both statements are wrong. Option D. Next question: which of the following are not necessarily the consequences of the proclamation of the president rule in a state? Not necessarily consequent of proclamation of president rule. Okay, dissolution. Okay, अगर president rule state में है, if there is a president rule in the state, but what were the consequences of it? Dissolution of state legislative assembly. State legislature suspend, it only suspended, it is not dissolved. Okay, not necessarily he is asking. Okay, the remember is necessarily, not necessarily. मतलब dissolution of state assembly not necessarily with the removal of the COM. मतलब president rule ही COM को हटाना, मतलब executive is suspended, has removed. मतलब 2 is mandatorily it will be there. खत्म हो गया. Dissolution of local body से कोई लेना देना नहीं सर. Local body ऐसा ही हो गया. Okay, this is what they are in these questions. Okay, from this we have finished it even 2017 also. So 19, 18 and 17 we finished the 3 years papers. Just go through the previous video which we have said about the 2022, 20 and 21, the 3 years. these 3 years papers has given in this video. Okay, just listen this video and just see it and just go through your book and just study it. Okay, you will have certain perspective on it. And then if you didn't understand, if you didn't able to cover the topics, just see our crash course videos, which was a free of cost. Okay, in crash course we just able to give a gist which the hidden parts of the polity of the Lakshmi okay, in a proper exam pattern. Matlab, we were not going to discuss anything there which is apart from the exam. The whatever we are discussed, it should be linked to the our prelims. Okay, in this manner we have teached it. Okay, thank you.